we're going to talk about the best way to source online arbitrage products as a beginner. And Echo, Flips, and I were talking before. Alibaba is not the way.
Yeah, do not buy anything off of Alibaba to do online arbitrage. I've
That
gotten a
is
few
the
DMs about it.
best
It's
way to
not,
get screwed over.
yeah, like usually it's somebody else's listing, and then that immediately, like they could file an IP claim against your account, and if you sold nothing, like you're gonna speed run losing your account if you buy stuff from Alibaba. So don't do that. I know the clickbaity YouTube ads and stuff. It's just like some random guy with a Lambo, and he's like, "Yeah, I just buy stuff from Alibaba. I put my my crappy made up in 5 seconds brand on it, and then sell it for a bajillion million billion dollars."
That's called
That's
private label. That's not online arbitrage. And there's a lot
yeah,
more to it than just buying something and
it,
selling it. Like it's actual marketing, it's
exactly so.
actual online stuff. We got Kevin in the chat. Woo! Let's go.
Whoa, jo-
We got Josiah.
Josiah's here.
Yellow.
He always shows up. The man, the myth, and Kevin's here, and Christina.
Christiana's here.
Oh, Christiana, my bad.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, so Alibaba, not the way to do it. Same with AliExpress. Yeah. So I think there's the hard thing about this question is that there really are 100 different ways that you could do it. A great place that both of us agree on starting is finding products from Walmart to sell on Amazon. So you can use the what card is that? There's a 5% off cashback card.
It's the Walmart card. They have their own credit card. Like the APR on it is it's disgusting. So make sure you pay it off. But yeah, it's a really good card for Walmart. Like I've only spent a few $1,000s on it, and I've already gotten like $50+ in cash back. So it's amazing. In top cash back right now on Walmart, it's like 3% everything and 15% back in certain categories. It's just
Ooh,
absolute cook.
We got Wahab in the chat. What could be the best way to find out your niche? Probably selling stuff and seeing how it goes. Like if you sell some beauty stuff, you sell some grocery stuff, sell some electronics, and be like, like I really like the way that those grocery items sold. I feel like that's a good way to do it. What are your thoughts, Cody?
I think it's really like whatever you're interested in. So there's like some like book nerds. I mean, you'd probably love like to sell books. You like electronics and like fixing electronics. You'd probably like to sell like remotes and like things like that. You're really into beauty and like doing makeup and stuff.
Yeah, that's me.
Probably know a lot. Yeah, that's Seth. He's the pretty boy. Oh god. But yeah, so you can be like Seth and really get into beauty. No, I'm just kidding.
I sell so little beauty.
I know, I don't either. I cannot stand looking at it. Same that and like some clothes.
Yeah. Kevin saying, do y'all do only prep centers? I do probably 95% prep center. Cody does
I do
a
like
lot of probably the reverse. No, you do a lot of FBA at this point.
yeah, but a lot of it I prep myself. So
Yeah.
I'd say I'm probably like 15% prep center, if that. Just because I want to do fast turnaround. Like you don't have to do it like that, but
yeah.
I just like turning like there's some items that I'm buying right now from Walmart that I can literally get in a day, FBA it, and like depending on if they check it in right away, I can sell like 7 or 8 units of that item in a day. And they're not like anything crazy, but it's like just printing $2 bills,
Yeah. Yeah, I went into full on bot mode and purchased a bunch of stuff from Walmart the other day, and it was just like placing the same order over and over again. So I'm getting lots of packages the next couple days. It's a bunch of
Oh,
fun.
really? To your
Yeah.
house or?
To my house. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Let's go, Seth.
I'm
Let's
prepping
go.
a few things for volume.
Yeah, like I don't like it, but we're gonna do it.
Yep.
Is it
Um,
grocery, Seth? I'm kind of curious.
what's that?
Is it grocery?
It's one is a grocery, one is OTC.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah. That's a big sleeper. Just in general, I didn't know you got that ungate. A little bit more. I think that's the most complicated ungate to get out of all of them is the OTC.
I actually got you can get auto ungated in it when you sell enough books. Yeah.
Really? I did not know
Yeah,
that.
I got auto ungated in it.
Okay, like I had to do. I don't exactly remember, but I had to like. You have to submit like 3 different documents, and
Oh, really?
it's like the summoning Exodia of ungates. Like you have to like put all these different things
Yeah.
together just to get ungated in it.
It's like the Grandmaster quest in a
Yeah,
online
pretty
video
much.
game. Send the ASIN. It's basically just for volume. It's very low ROI. Good for account health stuff.
Seth's making $1 bajillion off of that
A
ASIN.
bajillion dollars.
Is it like something that's like 10 cents? I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now, Seth. I think that's the best way to do it is like you've already heard my opinions about this. You just
No, they're like a couple bucks.
okay, yeah.
They're
Yeah, that's a
they're small and
yeah.
light.
Oh, there's yeah, small and
Yeah.
light's the way,
Small
bro.
and light. You were talking today on your this is getting a little off topic of the actually no, this is actually a good
It's
tip.
really
This is a
relevant for new
good tip for
people.
beginner because
Yeah.
a lot of more intermediate / experienced Amazon sellers don't want to mess with small and light. But like if you can just do that extra step, like there's stuff that people don't want to prep because like this stuff like is really inconvenient to prep if you're like at scale. But if you're just like a small operation, you just want to send a couple hundred units yourself, like there's money to be made there. There's good ROIs on a lot of these.
The margins are insane on some of these small and light products. There was a
Not the ones I'm sending in, but
I, yeah, I don't want to necessarily say specifically, but there was a site where I recently ordered almost 800 units of, and all of it's like 70% ROI small and light stuff. Like it's gonna take me forever to prep, but the return on investment's really good.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So there's just another couple steps that you have to do for small and light. You have to first list it merch fulfilled. And then once it's listed as quantity 0, you go ahead and take that SKU and then you put it into the small and light, like whether it's eligible or not. I have to find that link. I can probably find that link right now. Are you finding that right now? Are you reading my mind?
Yeah, there's a certain link for it. Well, I was just Googling the criteria for small and light. So the measurements have to be within 18 by 14 by 8.
Which
It
is
has
huge.
Yeah, which is pretty big, and then weighs less than 3 pounds, which is most items, and then it has to be priced at $10 or less. I actually didn't know that. I thought you had to price at $9.99. Apparently, you can price at $10 or less. So, just based off of this, I believe if you price at $10, you could still get
Right.
the small and light thing.
Yep.
I like always price at like $9.99 because I guess all the other small and light guys are doing it.
Yeah.
Um, that's just what I've seen.
Yep. Yeah,
But
there's definitely opportunities there. That's one of the 100 ways that you could go and do really well starting as a beginner.
yeah,
Um,
and I made a Twitter post about it, but
yeah,
I
you were
have to
talking
search
about how
for
it's going
the date.
up to $12.
Yeah, that's gonna be insane. Like
Yep.
the opportunity for new sellers to enter the space and like flip like 70+% ROI small and light items that a lot of these other big guys don't want to deal with. Like it's like there's no excuse. Like you literally start Amazon with like $500, do all small and light stuff, and it's not crazy money or anything, but you could turn your $500 investment into 75. I mean, my bad, $750 in like a month. Probably even less than that if it's all from Walmart and your lead time shorter. But I'm just saying the opportunity is really good. Um,
And that just
Just
magnifies the more money that
yeah.
you have, obviously.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Like it's just
$250 doesn't sound like too much, but like when that turns into like 50 grand and that's 25 grand, like
yeah.
that's
I
a
mean,
big
like
deal.
imagine you spend a grand and then you get even even if it was like a 50% return. I mean, and you turn it in 2 weeks into a grand into $1,500. I mean, that's insane. Um, that's an insane return. Talking about like the dividend investing guys, like who are talking about the other stream, it's like they've literally been trying to hoard money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, just to get paid like $600 a month. While with small and light, you could literally find a few products and you're getting paid $600 a month. Joji's here.
We got Joji. Good to see you, Joji.
Joji's here. Let's go.
Are the books auto ungated for everyone? Yeah, so the category of books is going to be auto ungated, and then textbooks, most people are not going to be able to sell those. Like certain textbooks, you'll just have to look on your Amazon seller app, it'll show you.
Yeah, most books are gonna be auto ungated on.
Small and light wins should be high velocity items, and you could flip those quick. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good to
for the
flip
most part,
items
yeah.
quick. Yeah. There used to be a criteria that it had to move a certain amount of units per month, which made it confusing, but I don't think they really do that as much anymore.
So they took that off.
I think so. So either it
Yeah.
qualifies or it doesn't qualify.
And all this stuff we're talking about for the people that like are watching this in the future, it could all change. Like this is a new feature to
Yeah,
Amazon.
Amazon changes all the time.
It's nothing that's like they're next year they're gonna up it to $12, and I'm sure they might change around some other stuff too. So
I mean, to Josiah and I, and to you, small and light is basically anything under $50 because we're used to selling high ASP, but in our heads, anyways. Speaking of the best way to source online arbitrage products, I'm curious what your thoughts on this are for beginners, Cody. I feel like it would be a great way to find products to first think of something that you're like interested in selling. So like let's say someone's interested in apparel or something and they like Nike or they want to do graham crackers. That'd be horrible. Maybe it wouldn't be horrible, but they search something like that. They go on Amazon, they take a look at the listings and the people who are selling the listings, and then go into the people who have low feedback, the newer sellers. That way it's actually easy to find their products. Basically storefront stalking newer sellers. What are your thoughts on that for a beginner?
I think that's good. Like I feel like I've said this a lot of times, but I think a lot of people should definitely like find their own niche. But like if you haven't sold any products on Amazon, just like go and see what other people are doing, like, and then just copy that. Like you see the Walmart boxes, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna do Walmart. Or you see all the Walgreens boxes, every night I'm gonna sit down for like an hour and just look at Walgreens, and you'll find some stuff, right? Or like yeah, like any of the ones that you see on IG where people just have bought Chewy. Chewy's an awesome site. You look at all the Chewy items on their website for a week straight, you're gonna find a profitable product. Um, I'm not saying it takes that long, but
It might though.
yeah, at first. And that's the thing too, is like your first product is gonna be the hardest to find, and then everything else after that, like your prior knowledge just builds. So it's just like, oh, okay, I've seen these these Nike shorts or whatever it is. These are good. This is bad. This is good. You start to learn the patterns.
Yeah, exactly. And Spencer Burke is saying, so I shouldn't build my entire business model on a single facet of Amazon sales rules. Dang, there went my eggs and the basket.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on this? Like staying in one category versus like spreading it out over a couple categories. I don't know how big of a deal it is.
I don't know. Like I think, uh, like you could. I think most people are scatterbrained. I'll just say that. Like most people,
Yeah.
they cannot focus in general. So I think for the most part, people just need to focus on like one One category, I think for his response, he's specifically talking about like, say you do everything small and light, and then Amazon changes small and light, and now you don't have a
Oh,
business.
I that completely went over my head.
I think that's what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah.
But like, I mean, get into like the categories thing. Like everybody, like say you only do shoes, right? And then something happens with shoes, and now you can't really do too much shoes anymore, or like imagine Nike itself starts selling on Amazon. Like it's like half of the cook groups would die pretty much. It'd be really funny.
Yeah,
Um,
it would be sad.
so I mean, it is what it is. But it's like I don't know. Like I think if you stick to one category, for the most part, you'll do pretty well. But there's a lot of low hanging fruit everywhere, in a way.
Yeah, it's a hard balance, like to stay with one category or do multiple categories. I kind of feel like at the beginning, as a beginner, like getting your feet wet with a couple categories and seeing what like sticks and is interesting and what you're good at is valuable. I think that's really valuable because at the beginning, like goodness knows what you're good at selling or even want to sell, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but then once you can focus and get really good at something, a lot happens at that point.
yeah. I think also like if you don't stick with it, like whatever category it is, like say you books does really well for you, but like you're like I cannot do used books anymore. I like hate doing this. Like even if you really like that, like maybe you should move to a different category because you're just done with books. I know there's some booksellers that are like I just want to do transition from doing books to doing like OA other things, and a lot of those, well, in like a lot of the time they're like, okay, like I'm going to do apparel now, or I'm going to do shoes now, OA, instead of doing what they did before, which was books. So I mean, like whatever you really like selling, I think you should just sell. I don't know
Yeah.
what you think about that, Seth, but
Yeah, because the point of that is like there's no best category. Like there's very profitable stuff in all the categories if you learn how to source them right. So there's no like best category, I don't think. I mean, like there's some categories that are just like super small and like just aren't going to be as good. But even in those categories, there's probably some hidden gems as well. So
um, yeah, for sure. So like getting back to like the first, like finding the very first product, I think like the easiest way to get that first like dopamine of like you see the sale and then you're like, oh, this thing's real, is through just like scanning books, because you're not going to be gated, and you don't have to watch like a 10-minute YouTube video on how to do that, and then like actually do that process, because that whole thing, it's like, I just think like that whole process, it's like I don't want to do, like somebody that doesn't know anything about Amazon, like I don't want to do this. So I think they need that like initial dopamine of like, oh, okay, like I bought a book for like $1 and I sold it for $20 and made like $13. Like this is real. And then they'll go do the more complicated stuff. I think that's the really, to like tie into the topic of finding your first product. I think that's the thing that most people need. I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know
that's
what
a,
you think about that, Seth.
that's a good point because like potentially there are best and better ways to do this, but you may or may not have the skill set right now to even do those things. So therefore it's not even best. Like you haven't built that skill yet.
Yeah, like
Whereas like almost anyone can take their Amazon seller app and just like go scan books at a thrift store. Like that's you will be pounding your head against the wall not using Scout IQ, but like you will find profitable stuff if you do that.
or
So
keep
what's that?
I said I just imagine like you're scanning books with the Amazon seller app and you don't even have Keepa. It's like no,
Dude,
because some of
I
those
didn't
buys could be
use
pretty bad.
I didn't use Keepa with used books for I think 7 months. I was full time with it.
Seth.
Yeah, I just didn't know about Keepa. I used Scout IQ. Caleb Roth told me so.
Shout out. Wait. Caleb Roth told you to only use Scout IQ?
No, he just It was just
Oh,
Scout
you like you
IQ.
took the
Yeah.
course and you're like, oh yeah, Seth's got to use the software that I own, kind of thing.
No. He never taught me to. He just made Scout IQ, and it was such an easy tool. I'm just like, yeah, this is good enough.
Yeah, I mean, Scout IQ is really good with the East. I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying to mess around with like saying Scout IQ is bad or anything. I'm just kind of like joking around. It's all about camel. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we got an OG here.
Camel is like that, like
Like
the,
vintage.
yeah, it's like that old dude in like the corner, and like
Sipping his coffee.
yes, him in his coffee. Yeah, let's say that.
I definitely started with used books doing the thrift model. But once I saw how quickly DVDs and other items sold, I wanted to change focus quick. But keeping with books keeps me from losing momentum. Now it's eBay to Amazon all day. Yeah. eBay to Amazon's great. Speaking of DVDs, I did a couple purchases recently just to like see how it was. And like most of my items sold very quickly. It was actually pretty cool. It was like 60% ROI, 70% ROI. I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Scoutly.
Is better.
I feel like that is like all 2018, 2019. People are like, yes, Scoutly.
I feel like all their names are like so similar. You get Scoutly, Scout IQ, Scoutify too. Like they might all be this. Like
It's all the same guy.
Is it?
No.
All I use is Keepa, so I don't really seeing me do RAs like the groundhog comes out of like the ground once a year kind of deal, you know? Like I don't use any of that.
Do you do RA for apparel?
Um,
If you were to go out and do a pair like RA, would it be for apparel probably?
I do RA to get the steps in.
To get the steps
To
in.
get the cardio in. For apparel, I don't know. Like the only time I do RA is if it's like already a good OA product that I can just like do with like pick up. Or like I'm already in the store like buying like I don't know, like chicken or something. I'm like, oh, there's socks that and then it's like, oh, okay, there's some good toys over here. That they're flipping pretty well. I'll just pick up some. So just something light.
We should do a 5-item Amazon to eBay challenge. See who loses the least money. If you look at like what people search online, like people actually search Amazon to eBay sometimes. It's pretty strange that that's even a business model, but like
Yeah,
it is a business model.
there's this one dude. I just want to say, this is completely off topic. Neither me or Seth drop ship on Amazon. Don't do that. You'll get your account banned. Things like that. We don't like really do drop shipping at all. But there's this dude called Dropship King, and he made like $750,000 in 1 year just listing items from Amazon. Like he's buying it from Amazon. He's listing those products on eBay, and when somebody buys the product from him on eBay, he sends it the product. He buys it on Amazon and then sends it to the eBay customer. So it's that's pretty cool. That's also against eBay's terms of service too.
Which is wild. That's against eBay's terms of service because hypothetically they'd probably be getting a better product than they would be getting from most eBay sellers.
Yeah, I mean
that's the problem with drop shipping a lot of the times.
They'll ban you. I've heard they'll ban you, but like eBay's like they want money, bro. Like they're not trying to really ban, like as long as you give the customer a good experience, they're not really gonna ban you from drop shipping from what I've seen. The little research that I've done about it. eBay. Wait,
that's a good question. So how much difference is there between eBay and Amazon FBM? Yeah, that's kind of an interesting question because it's kind of a similar concept, like seller fulfilled. Just the thing is even though Amazon FBA you get like better traffic and like better shipping time, still Amazon FBM has a lot more traffic than eBay as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. and higher prices too, most of the time.
Yeah, Amazon, you're generally gonna get a higher price. I would think, just like as a blanket statement, like Amazon FBM, you get more returns than eBay. Like I don't really get too many eBay returns. It depends on the item specific, but I think overall you'll probably get more returns with Amazon FBM, but you'll get like a higher price point. So,
and then you can do restocking fees. But
yeah, there's restocking fees. You can't. I don't think you can do that on eBay.
No.
There's
eBay is just like a great place to get mad with customers. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, really, like both of them are good. It's just whatever your model is. At Amazon FBM, like I think overall is just way more scalable than eBay. Not that eBay is necessarily like a bad platform or anything, but Amazon has like hundreds of millions of customers. Like if you look at like how many, like if you look up like how many customers Amazon has compared to eBay, like Amazon just blows eBay out of the water.
You can do no returns on eBay though.
That
yeah,
is
until
true.
the customer's like, item not as described, screw you, give me my money. And you're paying for shipping. And you get a mark on your account.
Yep.
Yeah,
like
you just get all the item not as described if you do no returns on eBay. Like they will just like, and they'll get mad at you, and it'll ruin your day too.
Joji knows what's up.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point.
Yeah, the no pictures thing, like it's
so
like
annoying.
Like on eBay, it's like this whole like culture of, oh, you have to do 100 listings a day and like take all these pictures and have like this whole like
algorithm happy.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Pretty much.
Annoying.
Yeah, you can't list too much a day because you want to make sure the algorithm's happy. You have like your inverted like flat lay thing for the people that know they know. They're like, oh my god, daily refinement.
You have your studio lights. I still have my studio lights.
It's like a whole thing, but with Amazon, like you could literally be like sitting on your couch and you're just like, I have 10. While eBay, it's like, you gotta take all the different pictures, all the lighting's bad, edit the description.
Changing all the description stuff too, because there's stuff that's like slightly different.
Yeah, exactly.
Wahab is saying in eBay, the prices are so much different for each seller in the same product. So is it better to keep it lowest to sell faster or keep a better margin? And that really depends on the item and its sell-through rate and all that. Because if it's an item that was just like barely going to sell anyways, like there's not too many sold, like I'd probably chase the bottom. But like if it's a really fast moving item that you're not going to get much of, like you should wait for a high price. That's kind of my point of view on it.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Seth. Like I also think the one other thing is like it's a little algorithm based. Like sometimes I'll list things on eBay, it gets like 3 views for a month, which is like nobody sees your item pretty much. And then you'll list something and in 15 minutes it could get 100 views. Even like it would depend on the demand of the item also, but it's definitely a tricky one. I think with eBay, I've watched a lot of Daily Refinement and see like his process, and I think it's a little bit like you have to list your item, and you could sell similar, and that is good. But ranking, like it's almost like you have to do SEO for your like search engine optimization for your eBay listings, because like if you don't have the right title and like the right stuff in the description, maybe nobody's that's searching for your item is gonna be able to find it. I know that's a lot of info, but
that's scary.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I could list bad, and then nobody sees my product, and then I'm a little screwed because my items aren't selling.
Yeah, and also the comforting thing about that too, though, is I've seen that I'll post stuff and I'll get like 2 views, 3 views, 4 views. And then like 3 months later, someone just comes out of like nowhere and purchases it for full price. And just
exactly.
All right, fair enough.
I like with Amazon, you can just read the keeper graph and be like, okay, this is gonna sell like 2 a month. Like, and then it's it's more than likely that's going to happen. While with eBay, it's like, you know, it could sell in a day, it could sell in 3 months. You don't really know.
Yeah. And I think another difference between eBay and Amazon FBM, I'm curious what your thoughts on this are, Cody, but I feel like eBay is the Wild West where it's not as strict. It's super low key. Like your service doesn't have to be like perfect, but like Amazon FBM, like if you're not used to it, especially like you can get a ton of returns and have issues and like your ODR and like late shipments and all that.
Yeah, on eBay, it's like, oh, like you didn't ship it out right away. The buyer messages you, and they're like, hey, like, just wanted to let you know I'm looking forward to getting my item. It's okay if like you didn't ship it out right away. Amazon, it's like, oh, your order defect rate, you messed up one item and
We're
it's
gonna
above
suspend
5%
you.
now, and you're gonna get suspended. It's a little bit more hardcore.
Yeah. But like if you optimize for Amazon FBM and like really know what you're doing, like it's a great model.
What else we got?
Adis is saying, what is the normal order to feedback ratio? I have over 1,000 orders in the past month and 0 feedbacks.
I think it depends on the item that you're selling. Like when I was selling used books, a lot of people, I hope he's talking about Amazon. A lot of people on
Yeah.
Amazon, like, how do I put this? Last year, I sold over 50K before I got a rating. So like you could go a long time without getting a single rating on Amazon. Not too many people leave ratings. How often do you leave a review when you buy something on Amazon? Like I think I've spent over what, like $10,000-$20,000 on Amazon, like in general, and I've
Yeah.
never left a review.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get tons and tons of feedback. I mean, I have some feedback on my account, but it's
Yeah.
kind of a rare occurrence. 1,000 and 0 though is kind of steep though. I feel like it happens more like every couple hundred, several hundred,
I
but
mean,
1,000 though.
it depends. Whatever you're selling, I'm just trying to, I don't know, like you're selling, like, say you're selling deodorant, right? It's like, who's gonna review this?
They
Like
might.
who's gonna do a review on your account being like, Seth, you did a great job selling this.
I put my heart and soul into selling that deodorant. I
Like,
made sure that I stickered it right, and
a,
along with the last 400 of them,
a lot of people don't even know like third-party sellers exist on
which
Amazon
is
too.
honestly a good thing.
Yes.
I think.
I think
Like I
so
would
too.
rather have no feedbacks than negative feedbacks.
Yeah, you can
Or at least
easily
I would.
get the feedback removed under request a removal. Like
Yeah.
if you go into the Amazon, like you're in your Amazon seller portal and you go type in request feedback removal, you just like hit the link, and then usually, like, I've got in probably like 7 or 8 1 stars, just they cross them out.
Yeah.
Um,
It still is up on your seller account though, scratched out, but it's much better than keeping it.
yep,
Uh,
facts.
Probably last comment, then we'll probably wrap it up.
Yep.
I can't say your name right. All right, Wahab. That's not even that hard of a name to say, and I'm probably saying it wrong. Funny thing, I got banned for selling a product of a brand because of an IP complaint. But after trying so many times, I got ungated in the brand, but not in the product that I have inventory.
Mm.
So you were gated before, but you had the item listed? That's just a little confusing. But I'm sorry you got an IP complaint, and I really hope you got that removed because that just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, IP complaints are no fun at all.
Yeah, I don't know too much. So I'm guessing he's ungated in the brand, but he can't sell that specific product because I think the brand came after all the sellers. Cole and Broom, no.
Cool. They sent me letters.
Yep.
They sent you a letter too.
Yeah. So it's kind of.
Yeah, I think they were like, all right, we're popular enough now. Let's sell on our own.
Yeah, it's funny how that. I know some like resale groups went crazy on that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't, maybe it was your story, Seth, but there was like a meme of a dog that looked like he was like so surprised. And then it was like when you spend like your children's college fund on Pool and Brew, which is so funny.
Oh my word. Then you'll have 2 college funds afterwards.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. This is fun. Got to talk a lot about the best way to actually get started with online arbitrage. You got to remember it is a skill. It's a skill set. You got to grow it. You got to start somewhere. You got to put in the different ways of learning how to do it. Walmart's a great place to start. Doing books is a good place to start. Storefront stocking is a good place to start. And you got to just learn step by step, one thing after the other. So, Cody, thank you so much for coming on. If you guys haven't checked out his channel is Echo Flips. It's right there on the screen. Go check him out. He has a YouTube as well. But I think we're going to be live tomorrow, and I think Joji's going to join us. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that'll be good. We'll have a couple people on talking. Forget what the topic for tomorrow is, but we will see you tomorrow. Take care, guys.
All right. Bye, friends.